The soft glow of multiple monitors lit up a dark room in downtown San Francisco. Lines of code scrolled across the screens like an endless waterfall. Nathan Cole sat at the center of it all, his fingers moving with mechanical precision over his mechanical keyboard. His face was calm, but his eyes carried the weight of sleepless nights and dangerous secrets. At 34, Nathan wasn't just another tech genius. He was the man every global corporation feared and needed. To the world, he was a cybersecurity consultant. Behind closed doors, he was an ethical hacker, a digital vigilante who had once been one of the most wanted cybercriminals in the world. But tonight was different. Tonight wasn't about fixing vulnerabilities or exposing weak firewalls. Tonight, Nathan was staring at a piece of code that could either save millions of lives or crash the global financial system in seconds. And he had to make a choice. Nathan's fascination with computers began in the late 1990s. He grew up in a small, working-class neighborhood in Ohio, the son of a single mother who worked double shifts as a nurse. While other kids were playing outside, Nathan spent hours tinkering with an old, hand-me-down computer he had rescued from a neighbor's trash. By the age of 12, he had taught himself basic programming. By 15, he had hacked into his school's grading system, not to cheat, but to fix a bug that wrongly marked students as absent. His brilliance didn't go unnoticed. Unfortunately, neither did his knack for bending the rules. At 17, Nathan was caught breaking into a local bank's network just to test their security. The FBI showed up at his house. Nathan was terrified, expecting prison. Instead, the agent assigned to his case, a stern yet insightful man named Agent Brooks, saw potential in him. "You can either rot in jail," Brooks said, "or you can use that brain of yours to protect people instead of exploiting them." Nathan took the deal. That choice set him on a path he never could have imagined. After high school, Nathan was recruited into a government cyber defense program. There, he learned the full scale of cyber warfare, the silent battles fought in hidden servers and encrypted communications, where billion-dollar companies and even governments were pawns on a digital chessboard. By 23, Nathan was one of the youngest consultants for major financial institutions. He became a white-hat hacker, someone hired to break into systems legally to find weaknesses before the bad guys did. Money flowed in, along with respect and fame in tech circles. But Nathan quickly realized something troubling. Many corporations didn't care about fixing vulnerabilities unless it threatened their profits. He would submit reports warning about catastrophic weaknesses, only to see them buried under corporate red tape. This gnawed at him, but he kept working, rationalizing that at least he was trying to make a difference. Then came the breach that changed everything. In 2017, Nathan was hired to audit the security of Black Ledger, one of the world's largest financial tech companies, handling trillions in global transactions daily. During his assessment, Nathan discovered a hidden backdoor in their system, one that could be used to siphon money undetected. It wasn't just sloppy coding. It looked deliberate. Nathan reported it immediately, expecting the company to treat it as a top priority. Instead, he was met with silence. Weeks passed. Then, mysteriously, his access was revoked, and he was abruptly dismissed from the project. 2 months later, headlines erupted. Mysterious cyber heist. $4.2 billion vanishes without a trace. Nathan's stomach dropped. The backdoor he had discovered had been exploited, just as he'd warned. Millions of ordinary people lost their savings overnight. The government called it the largest financial cybercrime in history. Privately, Nathan knew the truth. Black Ledger had covered it up to protect its reputation and let the public take the hit. That night, something inside Nathan broke. He realized that playing by the rules wasn't enough. If the system was corrupt, he would have to fight it from the outside. Nathan went underground, cutting ties with corporate clients. Using the alias Sentinel, he began hacking corrupt institutions not to steal for himself, but to expose their wrongdoing and return stolen money to victims. He started small. A fraudulent charity siphoning disaster relief funds. A shady investment firm running a Ponzi scheme. Each takedown was executed with precision, leaving digital breadcrumbs that exposed the perpetrators while keeping Nathan hidden. The media dubbed Sentinel the digital Robin Hood. But while the public admired him, powerful enemies began circling. Governments wanted to capture him. Corporations wanted to silence him. And somewhere in the shadows, the criminals he exposed wanted revenge. Nathan lived like a ghost, moving from city to city, working through encrypted networks, never staying in one place for too long. But his crusade wasn't without cost. His mother, now elderly and ill, didn't understand why he couldn't visit. Relationships crumbled under the weight of secrets. Nathan had sacrificed any chance of a normal life for a war most people didn't even know existed. 2 years into his mission, Nathan stumbled onto something terrifying. A network of shell companies was quietly acquiring small financial tech firms across Asia and Europe. Their transactions were hidden under layers of false identities and offshore accounts. Nathan followed the digital trail and discovered that all these acquisitions linked back to Black Ledger, the same company responsible for the $4.2 billion heist. At the heart of the network was a man named Victor Lang, a billionaire financier with a reputation for philanthropy. Victor wasn't just laundering money. He was building a shadow banking empire powerful enough to destabilize entire economies. Nathan realized that if Victor succeeded, he wouldn't just steal billions. He would control the very flow of global finance, effectively becoming a king without a throne. For Nathan, this wasn't just another hack. It was a fight for the future of the financial world. Nathan assembled a small team of trusted allies. Ava Chen, a former intelligence officer turned data analyst. Miguel Torres, a skilled coder Nathan had once mentored. Kira Novak, a journalist who specialized in exposing corporate corruption. Their plan was bold. Hack into Victor's private servers, gather undeniable proof of his crimes, and leak it to the world. But Victor wasn't an ordinary target. His systems were protected by cutting-edge AI-driven defenses. One wrong move, and their digital fingerprints would be exposed. For weeks, Nathan barely slept. He mapped out every possible route into Victor's network, creating decoys and countermeasures. On the night of the hack, tension was palpable. As Ava monitored global security feeds and Miguel typed furiously, Nathan's mind went back to Agent Brooks' words all those years ago, "You can use that brain of yours to protect people." Now, everything came down to this moment. At 2:13 a.m., they breached Victor's core server. The data they found was explosive. Secret accounts, blackmail files on world leaders, and plans to trigger a financial crash that would wipe out millions of people's savings, while Victor and his allies profited. Nathan copied everything and uploaded it to multiple secure locations. Then, just as they were about to disconnect, alarms blared. Victor's security team had detected them. Chaos erupted. Ava yelled into her headset, "We've been traced. They're locking down the system." Nathan's pulse raced as he initiated a data wipe to cover their tracks. But it was too late. Victor's men were already on their location. The team split up. Nathan barely escaped through a service tunnel, his laptop clutched to his chest. For days, he stayed off the grid, moving through safe houses while Kira prepared to publish the story. Victor's empire fought back hard. They released false narratives painting Sentinel as a terrorist. Governments, pressured by Victor's influence, issued arrest warrants for Nathan. Suddenly, he was both hero and fugitive, praised and hunted simultaneously. Despite the danger, Kira went live with the exposé. The documents Nathan had stolen spread across the internet like wildfire. Public outrage was immediate. Protests erupted worldwide. Governments were forced to freeze Victor's assets and investigate Black Ledger. In a stunning turn, several high-ranking officials resigned after being implicated in Victor's schemes. Nathan watched from the shadows as the world reacted. He knew he couldn't step into the spotlight, but that didn't matter. For the first time, the balance of power had shifted. Victor Lang was arrested within weeks. Black Ledger collapsed. Global financial regulations were rewritten to prevent another such conspiracy. Nathan's actions had changed the world, but at a personal cost. Months later, Nathan sat in a quiet cafe in Lisbon, unshaven and wearing a baseball cap to blend in. On his laptop, he read an article titled, "The Rise and Fall of the Shadow Banker: How Anonymous Hacker Sentinel Saved Millions." He closed the browser and smiled faintly. No one would ever know that Sentinel was Nathan Cole. And that was exactly how he wanted it. As he sipped his coffee, Ava sent him a secure message, "There's another case. Are you in?" Nathan stared at the screen for a moment. The fight wasn't over. It never would be. He typed back one word, "Always."
Through the stars, we fly so far. Hearts align with the beat. No need to speak. Echoes in the twilight, whispers of the night. Moonlight paints our story. In this dream we hide. Lift me up higher through this cosmic fire. Let the music guide us. Close our eyes, just follow. Dancing through the stars, we fly so far. Hearts align with the beat. No need to speak. Lift me up higher through this cosmic fire.